Hey everyone, it's Auntie M, and I'm finally back. Had a rough summer. My grandma passed away, and leading up to that was a whole fiasco. And then on her funeral, the day of her funeral, I got into a car accident and totaled my retirement car. So sad. But I'm okay, and that's what's most important. And I'm back. And we are just 7 weeks away from the election, and being that today is 9/11 and the 23rd anniversary of it, may I add, I just felt like I needed to come on today. I don't even know what to say since 9/11. It just feels like our country has just been on this trajectory to destruction. And it's really hard to not feel like it's somehow intentional by certain people. I mean, you hope that's not the case, obviously, but it just seems that there's so many conspiracy theories today that are coming out that maybe weren't conspiracy theories after all. And I think our current administration, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, are part of the problem. They are not just politicians just looking out for us Americans. No. My fellow Americans, my brothers and sisters, these people are radical. They have moved from the normal Democrat Party as we have always known it. And these people want to turn our country into something that's, I don't know, maybe something similar to China. It's pretty interesting, that the relationship between Joe Biden and President Xi of China, it's just, I don't know. Just things seem funny, and it's just hard to not think about that every day. And so after watching Kamala Harris's obviously staged debate last night, they obviously gave her the answers ahead of time. She can never speak that well. So obviously she had to prep for that and train. Not that I'm saying not everyone does that for a debate, but, like I said, I mean, you can't catch Kamala Harris off the hook, and she's never going to be able to say something that makes any sense. So even though last night it wasn't like a complete word salad, as they call it, none of it was sincere. And she clearly didn't answer a lot of questions. She would dance around them. And Democrats for years now have been doing that. I mean, you even watch it on the press secretary. She constantly dodges questions. And, it's just, these people are fake. These people are not real people, and they do not care about us. And I used to be one that's like, hey, whatever, you want to stick with your party, it's cool. I respect that. But I've never been part of any party specifically. I'm actually an independent because I believe I'm an independent thinker. I don't like to just follow, the status quo, follow what's, popular. And I honestly, I have voted for Obama, and I've voted for Trump. So, you can't say that I am a Republican just because I voted for Trump. And, that's the hard thing, is like, just because I am supporting Trump, the MAGA movement, I know that there are people who know me who may question how I could support someone like Trump, but I just want to lay it out on the line. Kamala Harris and the Democrats, the only things that they have to run on is abortions and the trans agenda that they're pushing on children. She has no policies. They're not listed on her website. She really didn't go into any of her policies last night. She talked about a lot of things that she wants to do, but again, they're all things that cost money. Does she not? No, I'm not even going to say that. She knows where the money comes from. It comes from us, y'all. From us. There's no such thing as government funded. It comes from us, from our taxes. And the more free shit that we start giving out to people, the more they're going to tax us. And it's already ridiculous. And y'all know that. You all feel this going on. Our taxes are high. Insurance is high. Groceries are high. Gas is high. The economy is just crap. No matter how much they keep telling you in the mainstream media and from the government that everything is fine, the Federal Reserve, oh, everything's fine. We're working out just fine. No, I'm sorry. Everyone I know has been struggling for the last 4 years, and I'm tired of it. I just don't understand how you could continue to vote for someone who is already in the administration. She has the power to make things happen. And she has not done that. He has not done that. All they have done is destroy this country. We are in big trouble, America. Big, big trouble. How do I know this? I was in the military. What is going on around the world right now is not good. And we are the closest we have ever been to World War III. My whole entire time in the Navy, it was constantly preached to us that 2025 was coming. And that's when they expected that China would become a huge threat out in the seas because they have been building up their Navy. This is not just some popularity contests that we're dealing with here, people, when it comes to politics and choosing our president. I'm tired of Hollywood and these musicians and actors and sports people, whoever, anyone who's famous, thinking that they have one fucking clue what we go through every day. And I don't give a shit if any of them are endorsing Kamala Harris. We already know. I mean, like, that, isn't that a given? That probably 95% of Hollywood is for Democrats. So coincidental. I just can't believe it. Yeah, I don't give a shit that Taylor Swift is endorsing Kamala Harris. It's ridiculous at this point. I don't want a president who's just going to sit here and coddle everybody's feelings anymore. I don't want a president who's going to sit here and destroy our states and cities one by one. Look at every Democrat major city. They're fucking shitholes. And they all used to be really nice places. And it's just so sad what has happened because we don't have people in power who have the balls to stand up and make things happen and do the right thing. I'm sorry, y'all, but the Democrats have become the enemy within. I don't know when it happened, but it happened at some point. They have been compromised and they are no longer the true Democrat Party. So, I don't know. I think my biggest thing today is 9/11. 23 years later, I still don't feel like we have justice. Those families don't have justice. Um, I feel like more people, I don't know, other countries, maybe our own country, I don't know, may have been involved with 9/11, and it's sickening. It is so sickening that there are people out there who have no care for human life. It is absolutely disgusting. And all you can like think at this point is like, maybe this is something bigger than us. It has to be, right? Like this has to be some kind of a spiritual war, and when I used to go to church, I remember, and I still read the Bible today, and I'm still, now close to God after becoming so sober. And I just, it just feels like we might be in the end times. What the hell is going on? I just never would have imagined that we would be going through this in our lifetime. And I'm sickened by it. I'm angered by it. And I know now that I'm retired, like I can't just sit by and not say anything. I cannot sit here and pretend like this is just some political game that we're playing just like we do every year. And then even if whoever, makes it in, if Kamala makes it in, that everything's just going to be all better again. No. She could make it better right now. Right now. Her and the president could close the border. I mean, this is not the country I want to live in. This is not the future that I want for my niece and my nephew. But I will tell you, if you're voting for the left right now, you're voting for the destruction of our country. And I hate saying that because it sounds like the stupid rhetoric that, keeps getting thrown around by the politicians, but it literally is the truth. Like I said, I don't know when the Democratic Party has became compromised by what I honestly believe are radical lunatics. And nobody, I guess, on the left can see through it because they've brainwashed them so well. And we know that this stuff can happen. It's happened here in this country. There's all kinds of projects that happened in, the 60s, coincidentally, after our, JFK was assassinated. So, I don't know. I'm just saying, I think slowly over decades, they've been trying to break us down. And it really has seemed to have escalated in the last 23 years since 9/11. But really, let's just say in the last 4 to 5 years. And we all know what that came from, COVID. They tried to silence us. They tried to make us not work. They tried to keep masks on us for something that we didn't need a mask for. They had no proof of it. They vaccinated us with something that they didn't even know was effective or of all the side effects, or I guess maybe they did know. And who cares? Let's just try it out on a whole bunch of people. Who cares if people die from it? Anthony Fauci and these other people who hid about the virus getting out and all these other things. I mean, it's just obviously, this is not conspiracy anymore. There is a global movement How do I know this? Look at every democratic country around the world that is going through similar things as us right now. Brazil, France, Canada, England. What? You can go to prison now for saying certain things on Facebook that are, and what was the other crazy thing that just happened in Brazil? They banned X, formerly known as Twitter. And if you use it with an illegal VPN and get caught, $8,000 or $9,000 fine. If you do not think that this shit is coming to our country, I don't know what to tell you. I just feel like there's just some people that we're not going to be able to pull, the veil away from their eyes, unfortunately. And it's going to be a sad day if there somehow is a majority of the people who fall for her shit and vote for her. But there's also the possibility that, look, it's known now. Hillary Clinton cheated. Joe Biden cheated. And Kamala Harris is probably already cheating and is going to cheat. But either way, we have to make this election so big that they can't cheat. And I've just signed up. I've got to actually reach out to the coordinator here in Utah, but I've signed up for, Trump 47. And that's, they have a whole bunch of different areas that you can help with, getting the word out. And then, but what I'm really interested in possibly is the day of the elections is being a poll watcher. I just want to make sure that we have free and fair elections. And I think everybody wants that, honestly. I think the average American wants that. But if you're voting for a Democrat, that's not what the Democratic Party wants. They obviously have gotten away with cheating the past several elections. But yeah, there's nothing stopping them from cheating this November. I just hope that we have enough out there that we can somehow stop them from cheating in the election. I did want to just share, because just like how she doesn't have anything listed on her website, and wanted to last night constantly say that Trump wants to do this and he's going to do that, and all these things. I'm going to read to you President Trump's 20 core promises to make America great again. These are the things that he wants to do. So I'm going to read them, and I hope that you will listen to them. Number 1, seal the border and stop the migrant invasion. Number 2, carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. 3, end inflation and make America affordable again. 4, make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far. And we have the ability to do it, y'all. 5, stop outsourcing and turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower. Aren't you all tired of buying shit from Amazon and Temu, Shein, however you say it? You get that crap, and it's crap because it's coming from China, because it's crap. Come on, we need jobs here in America. If we had those manufacturing jobs here in the United States, just think of how much better we would be. 6, large tax cuts for workers and no tax on tips. 7, defend our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms. 8, prevent World War III, restore peace in Europe, the Middle East, and build a great Iron Dome missile defense shield over our entire country, all made in America. You watch his rallies, you get to see how animated he gets on that. But why not? Other countries have, Israel has it, where they're able to shoot down incoming missiles. We don't have that around our entire country. And we do have a communist country that is very close to us, Cuba. And guess who was just there recently doing exercises? Russia. And number 9, end the weaponization of government against the American people. I'm tired of being used as a pawn. I'm tired of it. Stop the migrant crime epidemic, demolish the foreign drug cartels, crush gang violence, and lock up violent offenders. 11, rebuild our cities, including Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. 12, strengthen and modernize our military, making it, without question, the strongest and most powerful in the world. Y'all, I just served in the military for 20 years. I've been out for 2 years. From the time I came in to the time I got out, what a world of a difference. The military has become so weak. It is so sad. And I absolutely hated watching my sailors struggle with not being taken care of and the constant changes, not for good, that were happening. And it's still happening today. That's all I have to say about that. 13, keep the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. Our US dollar is tanking day by day. Number 14, fight for and protect Social Security and Medicare with no cuts, including no changes to the retirement age. Cancel the electric vehicle mandate and cut costly and burdensome regulations. Look, I eventually want an electric car. They're just not where I think they should be, you know? I don't like where the batteries have, where they have to come from, and that children, slaves, are also involved in that. So, you know, there's ethical things with that, and honestly, they're just not that great yet. Sorry. I'm not going to invest my money into something that's not, I mean, who knows? It's going to have all kinds of problems and then can't even travel that far. And what if one day, what if the electrical grid breaks down? You only have an electrical vehicle. Let's see, where are we? Number 16, cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, radical gender ideology, and other appropriate racial, sexual, or political content on our children. If you've been on my page for a while, you've certainly seen me say, I've just had it. I don't want children learning about race, gender, ideology, sexual, political stuff, none of that stuff. They should not be learning about that in school. I just look back at myself as a kid myself, and I'm like, I just can't imagine if I had been hearing those kinds of things as a kid. I mean, I already kind of had a fucked up childhood, but I mean, like, I just can't imagine if I had been exposed to some of the stuff that children are exposed to today. What are we doing, y'all? We have got to save our kids. Number 17, keep men out of sports, or keep men out of women's sports. Yeah, another thing that I've been very vocal about. Not okay. Not okay. And everyone wants to sit there and talk about the Olympics and, oh, that boxer. Well, you don't understand because, okay, no, I do understand. I do understand there are people who are born with both female and male parts. And, but the bottom line is that boxer had a male physique, and you heard directly from the females that they have never been hit that hard by any other female. So that just tells you right there. Shouldn't be allowed. And, you know, and I'm sorry that there are people who struggle with that and go through those kinds of things. But just like we have the Paralympics, maybe these people need to have their own Olympics, or maybe be part of the Paralympics. It's just, it's not okay. And it's a slap in the face to every woman who have fought to have, you know, women's sports. And it's never been that big ever since it's been allowed, which I think is maybe on the rise, which, you know, is a good thing. Although I'm disgusted by what's going on in the NBA with how they're treating Caitlin Clark. You know, reverse racism is still racism. So, number 18, deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our college campuses safe and patriotic again. I don't know what happened to our college campuses, but they were not like that when I was going to school. And I went to online school, but I have friends who did traditional. This was not happening back then. So within the last 4 to 5 years, they have totally radicalized our colleges. And then 19, secure our elections, including same-day voting, by voter identification, paper ballots, and proof of citizenship. What is so wrong with that? Nothing. And it's completely disgusting to watch people on the left saying, well, you know, there's Black people who don't know how to get to the voting things, and some of them don't have identification. Excuse me? The one thing I will say, I'm so happy that I'm seeing more and more of the Black community turning against the Democrats, because they're finally seeing through the bullshit. But yeah, they're the racist ones, y'all. Not us. Not MAGA. 20, unite our country by bringing it to new and record levels of success. So that's it. None of that sounds like a dictator. None of that sounds like he wants to take away all of our rights. And I'm only going to touch on this very briefly. It's a very sensitive subject, abortion. I know that Trump and the Supreme Court took down Roe v. Wade. And there are a lot of angry women out there. I understand. You know, I am someone who's in the middle, as I've said, on things. I am one who is pro-choice. Is it the most important thing in my life, though? As a 45-year-old lesbian woman? No. So I understand that it feels like this whole, it's the control over our bodies, you know, the autonomy thing, you know, it is very huge for us as women. and that's all we want. But I just feel like that's just a battle we're going to have to fight down the road. We have more important things to worry about today. The safety of our country is the number one issue. Our country is not safe right now, and who knows what people are planning to do. You guys want to deal with more trauma? Look at how many school shootings and terrorist attacks we were having back in the early 2010s. And you're seeing the school shootings on the rise again. That's what we're going to continue to deal with if we just keep allowing open borders. And I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck, and I only get paid once a month. So I have to be very careful with my money, and I'm tired of seeing people suffer. The day-to-day struggle. Everyone I know is going through it. I want it to end. And I do not believe the left when they just keep telling us that it's all because they were left with the mess from COVID. No. Our government has much more power than that, but that's also part of the problem is these assholes have way too much power. We've given them way too much power. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just start researching. And if you want to know more, ask. I can point you in directions. I can take you down all kinds of rabbit holes. I don't believe in everything that's out there, but it's hard not to see some kind of a connection between it all. And it feels very evil, like I said earlier. I really believe we are in some kind of a spiritual war. I don't know if this is the end, but it sure does feel like a pretty shitty time that we've been going through. I'm really just over it. I think we need to get back to after 9/11. When we all united and came together because we wanted to fight whoever it was that had done that to us. Don't you want to fight whoever is doing that to us every day? These people are blatantly lying in our faces, and so many people don't even see it. Day after day in the news, they just sit there and lie. If you're still watching ABC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC, any of those liberal media companies, which, basically we'll just say it. They're obviously Democrat-led. Of course, they're going to only share one side or a narrative. You have to listen to both sides. We have to listen to both sides. We have to have disagreements. We have to talk to each other. We have lost sight of that in this country. And I still, every year, this day is so hard for me. I remember it like it was yesterday. And I said that I would never forget. I think a lot of people think that not forgetting is to do this kind of stuff, I did the, 5K, on September 11th when I was in Kuwait, or, people watch I every year watch them read all the names out, in New York, and whatever else they have going on, TV. I always watch, whatever documentary comes out about 9/11. I'm pretty sure everybody else does too. And, my girlfriend is currently out with Navy Chief Selects doing a 9/11 memorial walk as we're speaking up in the mountains. So, it's those kinds of things that, yes, those things are being done everywhere. Of course, we don't forget. And that's a lot of people's way of showing. But we really, if we want to show these people that we don't forget, is that we don't forget that this happened to them on our soil. And that we're not going to allow our country to be attacked again. We can't do that by continuing to go with the status quo. It's not working. And like I said at the beginning, I'm saddened, I'm angered at the level of evilness that people can just go to and just say, just typing it in a post and sharing that on Facebook, like, people really need to look deep down inside themselves. And I understand, like, I think we've all been hurt. We've all been traumatized a lot. We all need to heal. But that's got to start with ourselves. And that's what I've been doing this year. So hopefully the more I heal, the more I can get out and be involved and help others who need to heal. But we really have to get back into the communities. We have to get back to taking care of each other, to taking care of one another. We really have just lost sight of that. And I want America to be great again. I want America to be safe again. I want America to be healthy again. I'm so glad RFK Jr. Is going to help fight Big Pharma and the food industry, because it really is killing us. So I'm so excited that he's on board. And I just hope more and more people will join the movement. This is not, we are not Republicans. We are MAGA. We are a party of unity. We are trying to get everybody to come together to stop the corruption. So I hope you guys will join us. But really, I just urge everyone, please, you have to vote for Donald Trump this November. And we have to start taking care of each other better. And we have to get out in the communities. Hope you all have a good night. Bye.